You spot someone across the room. You walk over, extend a hand, smile, and trade the standard polite greetings. They say their name loud and clear. You hear the syllables. And yet, the exact moment the sound leaves the air, it completely vanishes from your mind. You scramble for it, but the harder you look, the blanker the slate gets. It feels embarrassing. You automatically assume you just have a terrible memory, or maybe you're losing your edge. This instantaneous wiping of the hard drive signals a highly efficient biological system operating exactly as designed. To see exactly how this works, we have to take a standard 3-second introduction and freeze the clock and dissect the invisible cognitive bottlenecks happening in real time. Let's restart the timeline in extreme slow motion. We are now hovering in the seconds right before your hands actually meet. Your brain is engaged in divided attention. This central processor rapidly routes incoming data, analyzing posture, maintaining eye contact, and calculating your next words. Your cognitive load maxes out. When the name's sound wave arrives, it bounces off. The system lacks pathways to encode it. If you tend to overthink situations or experience social anxiety, your mental engine is already running hot. You are juggling multiple thoughts at once, leaving zero room for new inputs to enter the system. The name never entered your memory. The cognitive system lacked the available bandwidth to record the data in the first place. The clock inches forward. You clasp hands, and the person's mouth begins to move to form the shape of their name. Human survival historically depended on our ability to quickly recognize visual threats or the faces of our tribe members. Processing arbitrary syllables spoken in passing was never a biological priority. In this brain silhouette, a massive, brightly illuminated node is dedicated entirely to instant facial recognition. A much smaller, dimmer node attempts to process verbal inputs. The visual node solidifies into a permanent anchor, while the under-resourced verbal node rapidly decays and fades into nothingness. Dropping the name is an evolutionary override. The brain forcefully prioritizes ancient survival data over modern social constructs. We jump to the moment right after the handshake concludes. Your brain now makes one final attempt to store the spoken word. The problem lies in what a name actually represents to your cognitive system. Names like Dave or Sarah are just arbitrary verbal labels. They carry zero inherent meaning. Human memory relies on associative connections. The brain links new information to existing knowledge. A new name drifts toward the web, looking for something to latch onto. Without time to build structural links, the isolated data point fails to connect and is swiftly swept away. Without an associated anchor holding it in place, your brain's efficiency protocols treat the name as irrelevant noise. It deletes the data to clear up cognitive space. Back in real time, the interaction continues, and you can take a breath, because that dropped name is simply a sign of a working biological filter, not a flaw in your intelligence. If you want to retain that data, you have to manually override the filter. The most effective way to do that is to intentionally slow down the pace of the interaction. You have to artificially manufacture meaning. The second you hear the name, instantly link it to a specific visual trait on the person's face, or connect it to a concept or a friend you already know. Once you understand the heavy processing your mind is running during those crucial 3 seconds, the social panic of a blank mind disappears. There is comfort in the biology. Since these evolutionary bottlenecks are hardwired into every human brain, the person standing across from you is likely navigating the exact same structural limitations you are.